Pull up here. What's good, squad? Welcome into another episode of Phuca-Pod, a Phucaname product. Find us all across the web at Phucaname, Phucaname. Check out our other episodes of our podcast. Follow us and rate us 5 stars so we can continue to bring these squad vibes to you. Here with a usual squad spec and a guest squad spec. Squad, introduce yourself and where people can find you on these interwebs.
Yo, what's goody, y'all? It's another episode of Phuca-Pod, so sit back and relax. It's your boy Wavey, guys, the one speaking right now. Of course, you know the sneaker lover, anime watcher, video game player. And we out here again, another jam-packed episode. Like Frosty said, we got a guest speaking today with us, but so I'm letting him introduce himself and all that. But like I said, y'all sit back and relax and rate the podcast 5 stars on Apple and Spotify podcasts.
I'm Matt, or Matt for Crew. I am one of the hosts for the Crew podcast. It's a podcast dealing with the Columbus Crew football club. It's a club in Major League Soccer. We also do Major League Soccer news generally, and U.S. national team, everything else soccer as well. I'm a nerd. Soccer, Marvel, anime, video games, all of it. So I was asked to be on here, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. So.
I mean, we have a general conversation in our group chats and everything, and this feels like a natural fit because we've talked about this. I'll open with this. Expedition 33, Clair Obscur, right? I'll open for myself personally before we get to the information and the conversation. I almost gave up on the game. Man,
I pushed you a ton. They're like, gotta keep going.
and that's a real conversation around people who your homies that play a certain game and you about to maybe give up on it or you haven't picked it up yet. And this shout out to y'all, to anybody who's listening, that you're that friend that is always checking with your other friend. Have you played X yet? And they say yes, or they go, I'm stuck, and you go, look, just once you get here, trust me, it'll get good, that kind of thing. Expedition 33 is definitely one of those cases where it's good for a lot of people at jump, but it gets really good at points, and some of the game even might lose people initially. But I say that to say I'm glad I continued. Another friend of mine walked me through something I was doing initially wrong with the customization setup and party for the party. And once I got that straight and understood a little better, then that took it away from me. Yeah, that was like that. Well, now we're back on game. So, Expedition 33 is a 2025 role-playing video game developed by French studio Sandfall Interactive and published by Kepler Interactive, who also was a publisher behind Sifu and a couple other games.
Oh, was it behind Sifu?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this makes a lot of sense now. Okay.
The idea was generated by former Ubisoft employee Guillaume Broche, who would soon form Sandfall Interactive. At the game's creation, the team consisted of, this is a key point here for the coming season and just in general or conversation, 30 people at its core with support from various subcontractors. Mm-hmm. With that being said, at the base information for Broche, I don't know where they were in the mindset of like working for the company and then going and creating their own company. But shout out to you guys and understanding that when you have that vision that you want to see, that you go and make it happen. And that's it, right? We talk a lot on the podcast about how the bigger companies right now, and no shade to necessarily to bigger companies, but maybe a little bit.
Man, all the shade, man. I gotta do better. I gotta do better, man.
Wavey said it.
All the shade.
Where the models are going and copying certain types of games and feeling like you need to meet a certain model to meet the dollar signs and make the investors happy. But there are certain games that are definitely coming out these days in the indie circuit, and we talk about a lot, that have the blood, sweat, and tears and the love poured into how they're being made. And it doesn't take that many people, but just talented people who are about what the product is going to be.
Yeah.
Right. Professional outlets have given it near perfect scores across the board. If you Google it, I've received not nary not nary a negative thought about this game. It's very rare. Even some of the greatest games have a sizable negative reception, a noticeable one. This one is it's very absent, really. Like, you rarely find people who, if you don't bang with it, you don't have anything negative to say about it. You just don't bang with it, and that's perfectly fine for other people.
And that's your opinion, but opinions can also be wrong.
These can also be wrong. Almost 100% positive reviews from the public, which is again when you come from critics giving it a good score, but the public giving it a good score too, and the same concept. It's a great formula. Voice acting, we got Andy Serkis, Charlie Cox, Ben Starr. Shout out to Jennifer English and Mael, Christy Ryder, Shala Nix, Rich Keeble, and Max Cazorla. Sorry if I'm saying your name incorrectly. And music composed by Lorien Testard and Alice Deport Percier. Singing. She was a French soprano singer.
She deserves like many awards for this game.
I can't bow audibly, but Alice, listen. You ever see this clip? Listen. Listen. Shout out to your talent. Guys,
you are the one, and don't let no one tell you otherwise. Like, that's it.
Quick thoughts about the game before we get into different aspects. And everybody, whoever wants to take the floor first, and I'll follow up on just like your initial thoughts of the game.
For me, it's a top 3 game of all time.
All time.
Yep. Woo! It's in my top 3. Yep.
All time. What's that? What's the other 2? I'm curious.
Knights of the Old Republic and Mass Effect 2.
Ooh, that's some stiff competition. Yeah. Mass Effect and Knights of the Republic, and then you got Expedtion 33. Woo.
Yep.
That's where it's at. That is a good list right there.
It just beat out Dragon Age Origins for me. Yeah.
Okay. See, that's something I cornered Foss with. Woo. Yeah, because that's like he's like all 3 of those games too. Especially Knights of the Republic. He says it all the time. But
the first one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, I said it in our chat, but like, you could, for me, if you took out the combat, you'd still be one of the best games of all time. Like, the story is excellent. It has twists and turns that you can't really call ahead of time. The voice acting, you said, like, it's awesome. The music is some of the best music in a video game I've heard in a long time. I mean, there's not a whole lot of negatives you can say about the game, in my opinion.
No.
Yeah.
Wavy?
I mean, like I said, I think this is like, first of all, the game is fire. Like, when in the dictionary, if you say Expedition 33, it will say fire next to it. That's all you gotta do. That's all you gotta do. But like, I've heard other people say that it's like in there one of the top games of all time. And honestly, I can't disagree. I can't put that definitive list there, but I can't disagree with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not doing anything new, but it's doing something that we haven't seen in a long time. Like I said, like, people, when they first got this game, when reviews were coming out, people were saying all the time and comparing it to Legend of Dragoon with the whole real time, with the parrying and like the
mid-battle
everything
stuff
like that, right? You know what I'm saying? Even one of my friends on my job was saying that too. Like, I was telling him about the game because when it was coming out, we were working. I told him, like, yo, you like JRPGs? You should check out Expedition 33. Like, that game is looking really good right now. And then he saw reviews and he said people were saying that it was like Legend of Dragoon, and that's like one of his favorite games of all time. So he's good off of that. But yeah, like, I just think it's one of those classic games. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not, like I said, it's not doing anything new, but the reception it's having, the story, the mechanics, like, everything about it is a classic game. Just to me personally. Yeah. And this is not me, like, being all in the game crazy like that. But it's like almost well deserved. Like, it's doing something that the man size of the team, to just everything about it, like the fact that these developers were like, some of them were ex-Ubisoft developers, like, that, to me, that's just so crazy. Like, so they were kind of like they were being held back over a little bit over at Ubisoft and everything. This is like really what they wanted to make, which is another conversation for another time. But like I just think one of those classic games that it's gonna be heralded for a long time.
Yeah.
And like when you get like the mechanics down, it's just pure fun. Pure fun. So.
I saw a comment. I was watching a video on it yesterday, and I saw a comment that said, "Any amount of glazing this game gets isn't enough."
I mean, I'm not even mad at that comment right there.
More.
Yeah.
For me, as someone like I mentioned in the beginning, was going to walk away from it, but that's because I would say I almost felt that it was too difficult in certain instances, and this is coming from someone who's played like Elden Ring and the other Dark Soul games are on my list. I know Cornered Fox, one of our more regular teammates, gets on me about that. It's like, if you like Elden, if you like this stuff, you need to go back and play the other things, right?
Which is true.
You know what I'm saying? But the aspects of the story definitely captured me, and I did get lost for a little bit of time when we're talking about modding and everything like that. Things weren't so straightforward that I was looking for, but once I got it down, I would say this is definitely landed as in like my top 20 games of all time. I guess.
I mean, when you think of how many games you've played, that's still ridiculous.
Yeah,
right. You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And overall, like when we're talking about game awards, I think it already wins for me when it comes to heart, intention, purpose, and the way that the story. We'll get into all those aspects a little bit after and when I'm done with my section. But the story, there's very few games where like most games are stories, beginning, middle, and end, and then once you finished it, that's it. But it doesn't have you necessarily thinking about it, right? Like you had you pondering a couple things, right? So
especially one of those endings that make you think about a lot of stuff. And I happened to pick one of those endings. I was like, okay, all right.
So we'll go into it. We'll go guest first, then Wavey, and then me. Speaking of, because I don't want to go dive into that because that's a whole other rabbit hole of like story would get into the questions.
Yeah.
Favorite aspects of the game. I guess if you could give 1 to 3, like your favorite aspects of the game, like this, and this, about Expedition 33.
For me, number 1 is how the music informs what's happening in the game. Like every single score they used fit the moment perfectly, and a lot of it, all of it's in French, so we can't really understand what they're saying. But
I feel it.
Yeah, exactly.
Music that be on like openings and
but you feel it, man.
Right.
But what I was getting to is like a lot of the story is told in the lyrics of the songs. If you like look at them transcribed into English and stuff, like it's.
I never thought about that. I'm gonna actually do that after this episode.
No,
I'm gonna do that.
Well, especially with the Renoir fights. Listen to those songs and look at the lyrics. Yeah. Okay. And then I'll say how the game goes about, like how so many different people can use grief differently. And every single character deals with grief in a different way. And
I feel a life lesson.
Yeah, and it doesn't really tell you. It doesn't say this person's doing it right, this person is doing it wrong. It kind of leaves it up for you to decide what you think is right and wrong. So there are 2 things. The third thing, the way that they, how do I want to describe this? The family dynamic between the main family. It's. You don't really, at the very end, I mean, even today, like, I beat the game months ago, and I'm like, who's really the villain? Like, there's, you could really make a case for every single character in that family as being the villain of the game, or being the hero of the game. And I think that when you can make a game that everyone loves, but you have so many people disagreeing on what it means and what they took out of it, I think that makes a good game. Yeah.
Wavy.
Well, A lot of points probably gonna be similar, but to me, the main one for me is the parrying. I love the parrying and the mechanics of the game. I love it, especially the parrying because it sounds so intuitive. Like the sounding of the game is just
the
like
sound design of the
right.
the,
Like
when you hit it right, you just feel good. Yeah.
Right. If it doesn't get a nomination for any game of the year for like sound design, I'm going to be a little pissed off because
bro.
and like the fact that like when you get it. Perfection. It's like it's just perfection. Just like how you said Frosty with Liza P. Once you actually get that parrying down, and you get like that ting, yeah, like you could be anything at that point.
Down your spine, just.
And then I think my second point, I would say the music. Like I didn't even think about until Matt said it about like what the lyrics mean. I never looked them up in English. I just like I just be rocking with them.
Yeah.
Like you were talking about that before. We were talking about this before you started recording. But to me, that the Visage's OST. Oh my goodness! There were times in that battle I would literally just like when it's my turn, I'll just stop and just listen to the music, just be rocking with it. Like this is amazing music right now. Like the OST takes it away from me. Like it's just so good. Like you find it on your streaming services, whatever. Like if you don't play that, like you just go through the whole playlist and just be like in a zone doing anything. So and I even like I said, I even think about how like it tells a story of what you're doing at the time. Because like I said, I haven't like done that with the lyrics and stuff like that. But it may be a little thing I'll do afterwards. Yeah. And then the last part. And spoilers, if you haven't played the game, whatever. After the Patriots fight, and you find out there's more to do after this. Like, that whole twist with Maya, I was like, "What? There's more to this?" And then he's the
Yeah.
I was just like, you know what? That Loki took it. I mean, it was already game of the year for me already before that because it was so much content and so much stuff to do. But like that point, it solidified it for me. Like it solidified it. And then knowing it was like two different endings, you know what I'm saying? And I picked the one that was like, when you finish it, it's just like it's kind of scary at that point because it's like, yo, they could do a second one and be her.
So there's a lot they can do.
Those 3 points took it away from me. And then as far as he's playing it right now, the Visage, son, it was so good. Everything about it, man.
Oh yeah, this is great. Yeah.
like what? And when it ramps up, because you're playing when you have it's like one of the boss fights for that level with the multi-face person.
Yeah,
that battle was fire too. First of all, but adding this music to it, man. Yeah, that's my 3 points. I'm good. Like that. Like Matt said, like that person, like when Matt said, all the glazing that the game gets is not enough. Yeah, so Frosty, your turn.
Ooh. I think like I said, we're all synced up. In general, for me, we can get into it, but for me, 3 points. The layering of the story. To touching on Matt's point of not necessarily knowing who the villain is, I have my perspective, right? And it was from a YouTuber. I cannot remember his name right now. Put it in the comment section. But I think it was a totally Brad. Like, I'm not going to get it wrong, but like his perspective of one of the characters being like the overall arching villain of it, and
which one was the villain?
The sister.
Oh, really? Clea, all right. Interesting.
Because of the sense of breaking it down, like she was the one who was like emotionally removed from it all.
Sure.
She was technically part of the reason why my L ended up in the painting.
I mean,
and whoever and all the characters involved in the paintings, the mother painted the humans, The father painted the visages, but the sister painted all the other characters, the enemies.
Yeah.
See, I didn't see.
What are the names of them? The
Nevrons.
Nevrons. She painted just about all of them.
Yep.
From the fun ones to the dark ones, she painted them.
I'll still disagree, but but yeah, but yeah. I mean, that's kind of what my point was.
She's an aspect of it, but she's
that's kind of what my point was. Was like everyone might have a different perspective on who the bad guys are, who the good guys are. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, the voice acting, because I'm interested in voice acting aspect of it, to sell the lines the way you do. And there was a TikTok video of this one particular moment in the story that had choked me up. And this is a spoiler for anybody. At this point, if you haven't played the game, you're probably watching this video because you played the game or you want to know more in general. There's one point in the story when Gustav died and Mael fell to her knees and screamed. That was a wrap. Let me see. Shout out to Jennifer, if I'm not mistaken, Jennifer English, for that part. Like that blood curdling scream of like, this is a nightmare.
Basically, yeah.
Had me. It had me. Like, especially, and I think the last time I was even stuck. I was streaming on Twitch. Follow me, Frosty Phoenix 89 on Twitch. I got to the lamp part, and I just like where I stopped, and I was like, all right, I need to level up more. And I was talking to Matt for crew, and Matt was like, go past this point. Keep going. That the lamp fight and what happens at the lamp fight.
Yeah.
The twist of that that twist right there was like the tip of the iceberg. Keep going for me.
Yep.
And as I mentioned, the third aspect of it with the layer, I think I talked about the sister. The third aspect to me was the level of like exploration that most games, like you can probably just go straight to the ending and finish it, but there's more enemies to face, there's more bosses and things like that for you to do, and I love that. I love that you can get that immersed. The immersion, I guess, to summarize it.
The immersion, game like that, you wouldn't want to go from like beginning to end, just like off rip. Like you want to explore more, like I said, with all like and everything. I don't mean to cut you off, but like that's really what it is. So
yeah. No, so like the characters, the acting. The layering of the story, the acting, and the overall immersion of the world, not the story, the gaming world, and how all of it is generally like relevant to the story, and even further aspects of each character, and like figuring something out, and how they are involved in this and overall. Let me see. Is there anything that could have been better, in your opinion?
I literally have one thing. That's it. Is some of the side stuff in Act 3 should have been mandatory. That's my only thing, because I think every single side, like main character side quest in Act 3, helps inform what your decision will be at the end of the game.
One of the things you're talking about was CL and all that.
CL's, Luna's, even the Reacher with Alicia and Mael. Even Minoko's side one is, and Eskie, like all of them have things that make you think and push you towards one or another decision towards the end of the game. And that's why I was like, you got to play everything you can in Act 3. And there's even stuff with like Clea and Simon and other stuff that I the first playthrough I didn't even do that stuff, and then I did it again. I was like, how did I miss this? And
Bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah. It's
you can say nothing.
That's the big thing.
You can say nothing. You can be
nothing's perfect, so I'm going to give something. So
that's a fact. That's a fact.
But first of all, I don't know how I never said this, but shout out to Frosty, because he's been streaming on Twitch, and now he's like a Twitch
affiliate.
Affiliate now. So y'all definitely go follow him. Y'all go sub up and stuff like that to him whenever he's streaming. We gonna put it out whenever he does that, which we've been doing. But y'all make sure y'all follow and sub up to him. You know what I'm saying? So we can get this real paper.
Right.
So, but I think one gripe I had, and this is me nitpicking to a pretty much perfect game. The end of Act 1, when they this whole podcast is spoiler.
I was say this is spoiler
sensitive. Like, yeah. So if you, whatever. when Gustav died, I was like, and then I realized that Charlie Cox was his like voice actor. I'm like, so y'all kill off this big main character this person's a big name. Charlie Cox is a big name, first of all. Like in the Marvel universe and a lot of stuff, he's a big name. Yeah. And y'all use him for only that much of the game. I was like, how are they going to continue this? That my first thought was like, how are they going to continue? This is Act 1. How are they going to continue this? And then they threw me for a loop because it was like, oh, now we got Verso, but like he's like more of like a main character than this person. Is like, you know what? I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
And that's me nitpicking and stuff like that. I mean,
would you rather them kept Gustav?
At that point, I don't know if I can say that because it's like, would you have added anything to the story at that point?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It kind of goes back to like our conversation of knowing when to end things. You know what I'm saying? Because they just kept them with the story. It would have like, first of all, we never would have seen that side of Mael. First of all, probably if he didn't die.
She was going through her superhero origin story, right? Like her character tumultuous phase, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah. I mean, so yeah, I think I can't even say that he would have been good if he didn't die. Like he added to the story. So, I guess for me, like what are the things you can do in the screen to like add like the power ups and stuff like that? I forget what they're called.
The Pictos or the Luminous,
the Pictos and stuff like that, which I've used a lot of them and everything. But there was like there was something that was like a little pointless. But I guess not pointless. I guess it just like depends on like it depends on how you use them and stuff. But like not all of them were useful to me and stuff. And especially with like what's his name? Oh man, Monoko. But like the fact that you can use him, he just basically everything that you defeat. It goes to him. Most of the things, and everything. Yeah. Most of the stuff and everything. So it's like, I think that aspect was like, yo, it's just so much stuff to use. Like, and I didn't use all of it. So it's like, I think that is like the overcrowd of like all this stuff, which is not a bad thing at all. They don't get it twisted. It's not a bad thing at all. But that's just, like I said, that's me nitpicking. You know what I'm saying? And it's not even bad nitpicks because people would love to have that in their games. But to me, it's just a nitpick. But those are my two things that I probably just like little gripes. But it's not really a gripe at all. So
I think to your point, I agree. I think the nitpicking thing I would say would be a couple of like the organization mechanics. And once you do get it, once you understand the Pictos, once you understand like overall things, shout out to the game for giving you ample material to reset your character, because some games you'll be like, you only got this much and you can only reset a few times. After that, it's a wrap. They give you plenty of ways to earn the material to like respec your characters if you want to.
Yep.
I would say, jokingly wise, I would say, nothing needs to be changed. Of course, like everything,
perfect game.
Many things could be tweaked. One thing I had a gripe with was once I understood where the map was, because I didn't know there was a mini map and an overall map. No, there was no mini map, I think, but I understand that added a sense of exploration. But I'm a mini map gamer. I kind of need that depending on the game. You know what I'm saying? Like Mega Man Battle Network, you don't need that because you're going paths or whatever. You generally know where you're going.
That's a confusion too over there at Battle Network. Having a mini map can be confusing sometimes. But that game,
but that was also part of which might be the conversation. Would be the conversation about Expedition. Without the map, that means you can run into anything and get your face pushed in. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's the point. Battle Network, this whole thing, like the layer, sometimes you might run under a bridge, you don't even know where you went. But you don't have a mini map, you know what I'm saying? So you just got to figure it out till you get around it and get jumped by viruses until you figure it out or you lose. You know what I'm saying? I guess that's the same. That's the same thing for me. It's like, mini map, But if I strayed off a certain kind of way, I got my face pushed in. I didn't want to get my face pushed in personally, so that's why I was kind of like, I need a mini map. I did feel overwhelmed in the exploration at the time. I just wanted to get from point A to point B. But I came to appreciate the exploration later. The same, I guess you could say the same thing with how I felt about Elden Ring. I explored that game to the degree that I did, but that's because I understood that's what it was. When I came to understand that that's what Expedition 33 was giving me, was when I kind of approached it that way. But I still was nitpicking.
That with Elden Ring too. I can expect that with Elden Ring just because
and I had a mini map.
It had a mini map?
I think so. Pretty sure.
But that's also because people are always asking for all these Souls fans. They're always asking for an open world kind of Souls like game, and that basically just said, okay, here you got it now. Here's Elden Ring. That you can just go anywhere, do anything you want, and then just fight anybody. And I think Expedition was the same way. It was a little overbearing at times, a little bit, but it was like, I can go over here and I may not be doing something that I'm not supposed to be doing, but I like that because I can get stronger. So when the big boss comes over here, it's just that kind of stuff, So
yeah. The only thing that was just my gripe about sometimes feeling a little overwhelmed with the game, but I got over it, yeah.
And I think that's a preference part of the game for sure,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's I wouldn't say that's like a overall flaw of the game.
No,
it's based on preference, and that's every game we make comments about our preferences, but yeah.
Shout out to them.
Mm-hmm. If you're someone like us that if you're it's a gamer like us that like to explore everything, when you get that, it's like, all right, I'm doing too much exploring. Now I gotta go to the main story. I spent way too much time on this. Now the main story is gonna be extra long and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's a preference at that point because you can go from point A to point B in Expedition. You can do that, but why would you?
Why would you want to? Yeah.
What are you saying, Frosty? My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, and then I was going to plug in additionally and probably say it again later, but that game, Expedition 33 has already won Game of the Year at the Thailand Game Awards. And we mentioned it before. We talked about and then Kingdom Come Deliverance too. And we're talking about that. We'll talk about that in a
and Gamescom Asia too, apparently.
And say it again.
Gamescom Asia.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's like that's what it is. I think Gamecom's Asia.
Oh, okay.
Thailand.
Okay, my bad.
Yeah, same thing. But yeah, just that plug right there. Okay, next question. All right, favorite character line, favorite line, when the character said this particular line, I was just like. It tugged your heartstrings or whatever.
Anything Luna said.
Something that's
you're funny. What do you say?
Anything Luna said. Anything Luna said. Luna. She has so many quotables in that game, man. It's crazy.
I really liked. It was early in Act 1 when it's just Gustav and Luna. We haven't even got anyone else yet, and they're at the camp, and he's kind of just like, "F the expedition. I'm gonna get my own. We're gonna leave." And she asks him, I don't remember the exact quote, but she uses, what's the line they use? When one falls, we continue, or what's the other one? There's that line, and then
I was gonna use that one.
And then there was what's the one Gustav always says? I can't remember the phrase. Tomorrow comes. And, yeah. But she asked him. He was like. He's going to leave and stuff, and she was like, when one falls, we continue. Do you still believe that? And then he doesn't say anything, and she's like, I'm asking you, do you still believe that? And he's like, I hope I do. And I was like, that's human right there. And
that's human.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And he's like, I want to. I don't know if I could say I do, but I don't know if deep down I actually do or not. And I don't know. That kind of was like, okay, this is a good game. I'm ready for this. Let's go.
Yeah.
I think
other than what you said,
I mean, it comes from Luna. When one falls, we continue. to me that was it hit a lot harder when she said it because it's like they're there for a purpose of like no matter what we're going to defeat the Patriots. Like that's going to happen. Like no matter what, when one falls, that's the expedition way is when one falls we continue. You know what I'm saying? And then like she even said that when Gustav was trying to find Mayel or whatever, and it's like good thing Gustav didn't listen to her because we would never found her in like the house and stuff like that, whatever. And it's I think that was just like I think that was a very powerful quote. Even though that game's full of a lot of quotables, but I think that one was just like the main one. When one falls, we continue. What I'm saying? I think that's the one for me anyway.
For me, it was after you fight and defeat Alicia. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it was the whole scene of when Mael gave Alicia what she wanted to disperse her. And
I can go deep into this one.
Verso at first was kind of choked, almost like he didn't know what to say when this was happening. He didn't know what was happening, but once she got dispersed, he said, he said, Alicia, like, no, he said Mael. He yelled at Mael to stop, right? I think. And once you go to camp, and Verso was just trying to, and like I love the dialogues that they had, like when you go talk to each character, like in between camp scenes after like major story beats or whatever.
Yeah.
But the conversation being like with Verso, like I didn't get to say goodbye, like you didn't give me the chance. And Mael's like, she asked for that. You didn't basically I didn't do something that she didn't want done. It's like, but you didn't give me a chance to try to change her mind. I was like. You're not changing her. That's what she wanted. And I'm like, Verso, just stop talking, bro. Stop talking. But I understand he was driven by emotion, but he was just really just like, I could have, and you could have nothing. You could have nothing, I don't think necessarily Mael was even necessarily sorry. Because she was like, I did.
She wasn't at all. Yeah.
I did what she asked me to do. And it's funny that whole battle, I guess, I don't know if it took. What would be interesting is if that was a clarification that battle all took place in a span of a moment.
Oh yeah, yeah. For everyone else other than those two, it happened like that.
That's crazy to me. Where you saw them two, and the next thing you saw them both being cool, and it's like, what happened? It's like, for us as a player, and that I'll admit that battle beat me down a couple of times. Like I say, took me a few rounds to get down the parry timing, and then shout out to I put up my TikTok of the one where I finally nailed all the parries of that. I was like, it goes back to the point about we talked about earlier and Wave got with the parries. Like I just felt like a boss,
champion.
Yeah. I was doing this. I was like, yes. You know what I'm saying? And because the fact that Alicia, for the speed she had, it was definitely on some she was in your face. She's round dip. I'm like, hold on now. Not that I was expecting her to be like the Nevrons would come and go. No, she was, what's up? Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah.
Who hurt you? Wait, don't answer that. That's why your face is still scarred and you can't speak. You know what I'm saying?
Like that whole man. Oh man, and the fact this is made by 30 people is like 33 people. I'm sorry, 33 people.
Yeah.
Like that's ridiculous that we're doing all this for a game that's made by 33 people.
Like at a core, and then
right, and they have
subcontracting.
Yeah.
So it's about the fact that they had this core group of people for this company, and you had enough positive business connections or whatever to add to your product to put out a quality product. Like you didn't necessarily think about absorbing everyone and being like, oh, it's a part of whatever. It's like, no, here's our core group. We're doing something community based. We're hiring you for this expert thing or whatever. You do the part. We're thankful for it and putting out the product that everybody gets their recognition or just due.
Get your credits and stuff like that, but
period. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but going back to your thing you were talking about with that fight. I don't know if you picked up on this or not with it, but that whole thing where Alicia's like, that's what she wanted. I gave her what she wanted, and that was the kind of non-feeling kind of thing. She was just like, this is logical. She wanted this. I gave it to her. And Verso was all emotional about it. And then if you choose Mael's ending at the end, it almost is the flip, where Verso's like, I want you to unpaint me. I don't want to be here. And she's in her emotional state. And she's like, no, but I need to keep you. And she doesn't take what he wanted into account at all.
Oh, like he flipped it. Like, okay.
Yeah. And then if you choose Verso's ending, he doesn't give anyone a choice. He's like, in that moment, he's like, I could have changed something for them. He doesn't give anyone the option to change his mind if you choose Verso's ending. Right. And so both of them in that moment with Alicia, I think, were both hypocrites.
Yeah.
And
I can see that. Okay.
And they both didn't, they both say things they don't actually believe.
Wow.
And yeah.
That's how grief works. That's so good. That's so good. That this thing is all about how you handle grief and who handles grief a certain kind of way. And that's why and I know it's different games and stuff like that, but that's why I also championed South of Midnight when it came out. Because
that's such a good game.
The gameplay to me, it could have been better. Like to me, it's a solid like 7.5, which is not bad. And I think it has to be like a 9 out of 10.
That game, the combat, I think is what brings it down.
Right. And, you know what I'm saying? The combat's what brings it down, because it's a little bit easy and it's not like the camera's not the best, whatever. But the story
is so good.
Grief is handled.
Yeah.
It's not better than Expedition 33, but but Expedition 33 was just the way they handled how grief is, and like the fact that you learn at the end of the painters fight that there's more to the story, and like the whole fire that happened, and like why they did these paintings and stuff like that. And then if you choose Mael's ending, and it's like, I just want to keep this going because it's like I miss everybody. I don't want no one to go. But then Versus like, we gotta get back to reality if you choose this ending and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I saw that on YouTube because I picked Mael's ending. But
yeah, that's what I did I did the opposite.
I did the opposite.
Yeah.
I did. Yep.
Like, it's just like, I think that game just handles it so well. That's why I think, like, to me, there's no competition with Game of the Year. To me personally, there's no competition because the way the story is handled, with the way they tell how grief is, and like, even people that don't play games, I would definitely recommend this one to them. Like, because it's literally most games tell life lessons and stuff. People might not see that, but this one does a really good job with it, and the combat is really good too. So that's why I think it's a shoo-in, and I don't see anything else that like can beat it. And I'm loving Ghost Yote right now. I'm loving it, but I just can't see it.
Yeah,
I can't see it. I just can't see Expedition 33 not winning it. You know, because of everything I just said.
So, in an aspect of that, I don't know if you guys. Well, I'm saying I don't know if you guys heard, but most likely you did, because as I talked about before, I was the last one in our group chat to finish Expedition 33. I don't think Desert Skies played it. I don't think he played it at all.
I don't think so. That's a mistake on this part, but go ahead.
we talk about that all the time with gaming choices and everything like that. It's another representation out of all of us and the one person that didn't, that kind of thing. But even the aspects of all the characters in general, like when you find out that it's bigger than just this world, find out that the world is, again, if you made it this far, then you understand that this is very spoiler heavy. This is a discussion about the game, right? And in the title of the YouTube clip, or the title of this podcast here, the fact that the whole world was Verso's painting, and the only thing that was, and the fact that when you get to the end and you realize one of the things that was keeping that world together was Verso's soul as a child.
Yeah,
painting,
continuously painting. Yeah,
continuously painting.
You all like, what?
Yeah. Yeah. Full messed up.
I don't know what the developers were on during this time and stuff like that, but they was like, and like I said, the fact that they were mostly the ex-Ubisoft developed, we know what kind of games they make.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's main mission and a whole bunch of other stuff that may not even matter at all. You just doing this to do it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm shitting a lot of Ubisoft. I don't care. Whatever. Y'all should have made Mortal Phoenix Rising 2, and I may have wouldn't have had this kind of treatment towards you. But like, we know what kind of games they make, and the fact that some of them ex-developers said, we're gonna do this. Like, they were low-key being held back at Ubisoft, and And like I said, it's another conversation for another time. But it's the same thing with Game Freak. Like the Pokemon games are great, but during
game they
I
have,
think,
yeah.
was it the game? No, it was some kind of thing in the beginning of the year, some showcase where they showed another game they were making, which is gonna be like a hardcore like RPG, and it's like, this ain't Pokemon.
Yeah.
What is this?
This looks good.
This looks really good. Like,
don't you dare typecast me, yo. I do more than make pocket monsters. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What did Noob say one time? Like, give Game Freak a break, and like, and I guess they got their break one time and said, we're gonna make this.
Hey, they found
so
some
it's
time.
like, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, that's why I like this game so much too. It's just like, it's so far left from what they usually do, and they're probably like Ubisoft. They probably like what they did to Ubisoft. They were like, cheat as emotions, like, no, okay, to do this, copy and paste, whatever. And then they got to Sandfall, like, okay, now we're gonna be ourselves, and then look what we got from it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because game developers get paid, but it's not like an astronomical amount. So if you're doing this, you're doing it because you really, really love to do it. You know what I'm saying? And then we got this labor of love because of that. So.
And the fact that it was said that Clair Obscur, Expedition 33 is a full name, but Clair Obscur is like a part of the series, and Expedition 33 is one of many things that they've got coming. So now they got a Clair Obscur, something else coming.
Yep.
That's not related. So they got their own stories that they're building. That probably aren't connected. It'd be like, what's those stories where they're like a part of this thing? Like, I can't remember the name of it, but they're part of this world, like a writing, like the name is in front of it, and then each story has its own individual name.
I know you're talking about though.
And they're not related, but they're all just by this particular thing.
I know you're talking about, but that's kind of like what they're doing with the Riot shows, because they said Arcane is over, but we got many more stories to tell. So, like, it ain't the last one. And that's what they're doing with Clair Obscur, which I like that, because if this is the first game, I'm hyped to see what the next game is going to be about.
Exactly. One other point I thought was really, I think this is all over, like, and anybody could jump in at any point and just kind of be like other points that had you in shock and awe, and realizing that each character was a representation of the characters that were in the overworld, like the parents. So like the fact that when the person that I mentioned before, they did the YouTube video on Clair, they realized that Gustav is a combination of Verso and Renoir's personality.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at Wavey. Look at him.
He's like, is it?
Yeah. Gustav is Renoir and Verso. Lune is like Clair. CL is like her mom, because what did CL mourn? The loss of her children and her husband.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. The more you know.
And the fact that, and I know you mentioned it earlier, Matt, that blew my mind about the character Simon, and the fact that Clair had her own painted character. So
she repainted her own character. Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that Renoir, the first one we fight, was a paintress creation. The real Renoir was below the paintress, being held back by the paintress. Verso, of course, his real world side is dead. Then Alicia, the fact that the mom painted Alicia with the scars, like, you could have made her a normal person, but you left the scars on her.
Yep.
And then she painted Clair, but Clair was like, I don't bang with that. So she, like, she wiped her memory. That's what it was, right? She wiped her memory.
Yeah, she basically made her own painting. Yeah.
And then put her in the hidden point, painted over the doorway so she couldn't get out, tricked her boyfriend that she fell in love with in the painting because he was OP. Yeah. And put him in the basement. And I was like, what? And the fact that he was strong enough that he could defeat a Visage by himself.
Man, it's like an onion. So many layers to this. So many layers that he's coming off. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
and the fact that I didn't realize that Minoko was the family dog.
Okay. All right. So you played the music for Visage earlier. Go to Minoko's music.
Yeah.
You know the opening,
the jumping one, the
kind of jazzy kind of music.
Yeah, that was fire too. I like that music a lot. Like,
someone pointed out that the opening of the music, it
Mhm.
says "bow wow wow," like a dog. Listen to it.
Hold on now. Let
Wow,
me
wow,
see.
wow. Huh.
Because Minoko is based off the dog.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I didn't even start it yet, y'all, and I realized. Hold on now. Playing this for y'all real quick. Let's turn the sound up. Let's start it up for the very beginning.
That's all.
The layers of this is so crazy, man. Like, goodness. You know, I love it. First of all, I didn't know Moroku was a dog. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all.
I think it's in the epilogue. You see like before Act 3, you see the dog in the like by the fire, and she says, "Oh, it's Minoko and Noko. And it's a dog and a puppy, and it's the same. It's Minoko and his son." Yeah.
I probably did notice that when I was playing it, but it's been so long, so I probably don't remember. And I probably was in there like, "Oh, Minoko, oh word,"
I saw something online, I think that did, but what solidified, not that it wasn't true, but I was also the one doing did you guys finish the mansion?
I did not. I didn't. So, no, go ahead.
So, when you find the different doors in the different worlds and it takes you to different rooms in the mansion, you find a picto or a story, and I found Minoko's room.
Oh, yeah, it's just...
and it's a picture of him, and it's like, I be doggone. And the fact that he likes to have the sticks of legs or whatever, you have pretty feet. I'm like, the math.
Yeah,
the math.
I didn't see.
So much of the stuff is like right in front of you, but you don't know it's there.
And Verso and Minoko spent this time together. Oh, like we're best friends, and it's just like,
yeah, man, it's whew.
And that no, go ahead.
No, you can go. My bad. I was going to get person.
And Esquier is a painting. A character made by Verso, which is why he's like just cool. That's why he's like solid. And then Francois was a painting. Francois was Claire's imaginary friend.
Yep. Yeah.
I do remember that. Okay.
And the fact that SK always talks about how sad Francois is. And the fact that he doesn't have his stone anymore, or whatever, he's mad or whatever, that's because Claire hit him with the Andy. Like, I don't want to play with you anymore. I've grown up. And left him there. I know that further validates my thing as her as the villain or whatever. I know, Matt, you're still against that point or whatever, but Claire is just wow. And
she is not. She is very, very like harsh. I'll give you that for sure. Yeah.
She dealt with her grief. She like and talking about the layers of grief forever. Like, right, we talk about the father. He's like, as a man, as you know, or stereotypical men, for anybody watching the video, as a man or male identifying, you feel the need to want to fix the situation. Because as a man, that's what you feel like you have to do. Like, you have to save the situation, you have to stand strong, you have to do all these kind of things. The mother grief was just to dive in and paint what she knew, paint her son, live in the situation, and just kind of just escape it for the moment because she loved her son or whatever. Mael, how she dealt with the situation was kind of same as a mom, but she almost had no choice really, because the fact that she got painted into it and then she ended up being born into it, which is crazy. That means the painted characters had her as a child. Like, they birthed her as a new character.
He came out with the white hair. I'm like, oh, who is this person?
When she awakened, and I was the type of person where she wasn't in my main party, my character, my main party. I had
she was always part of me.
I mained Verso and or Gustav, of course. Lune I always kept because I always believe I always want a healer.
I didn't at first. I didn't have Lune at first, but now I saw a couple. I started thinking about it and saw a couple videos. I'm like, no, she's a healer. She has like the revive thing. Yeah, let me start using her a little more. You know.
And then I mean, so it was for me. It was It was Gustav Lune and I think CL, really, because I mean, technically the only person you had in the beginning or whatever. But I guess then at some point my mains were just like interchangeable. The third was interchangeable, but it was always like Verso or Lune or whatever. And then once Mael awakened, I think at this point, at where my last save was, she was my strongest character.
Oh yeah,
when she awakened.
Oh yeah, she is like a truck. Yeah.
Yeah, she was broke. She was OD broken when she got awakened. She was broken to the max.
Bro.
When she gets the ability to just erase that
she gets Gomage?
Yeah.
Dog, I tried to figure out my builds how the fastest way to get to Gomage. I was trying to figure out how can I get more to get to Gomage the fastest way possible.
That move saved me on one of my battles a lot. I forget what battle it was, but it saved me a lot. Like, it does how much damage? Oh, that's enough.
Like, it got to the point where they had to patch the game. Like, this is too strong. Yeah,
and the fact that they gave you the ability to take that damage cap off or put it back on to challenge yourself.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I've been riffing the whole time. Any other aspects that you want to talk about before we wrap up? Just had your mind blown. That you could touch on what I've said before.
All right, here's a small thing that I figured out. So with Renoir being the curator.
Yes.
So
that blew my mind too.
Yeah, that part
crazy.
But before you find that out, he's at camp and he's in that cave. Mm-hmm. And if you see where he's standing in the cave, if you stand where he's standing and turn to the left, he has a direct sight to the monolith. Where he's always like I don't know if you can. There's any way to look that up, but if you because you go in through one side and there's a small slit to the left of him, and if you look, the monolith is right through that slit, so he can always see the monolith. So he can always see like what his goal is to get back to his wife, and so the whole time. Like it is perfectly set up. It's like it's not a coincidence. Like it's intentional.
I found that opening because one time when I went to the camp, I couldn't find Lune. Lune was standing over there.
Yeah, she was standing at the cliff. Yeah.
And then I looked and I was like, hey, why is this opening to where's this go? And it goes to him, and I was like, all right, cool. But now you say that it's like
it's set up just for him to be able to see the monolith at all times. And
that's crazy.
Yeah.
And it still blew my mind when I found the paintress was like the wife. I was like,
yeah.
What?
I was like, huh?
Yeah.
So wait, like I said, my first reaction when we went past, I thought the end of the game. I was like, all right. And first of all, to me, I thought the fight wasn't that hard. I was like, okay, this is cool. And everything. I'm like, I should have thought like this is way too easier of a fight. Why is this easy? Why is this fight so? This is the last of the game? Nope. Nope, not at all.
That was the thing for that was the thing for me too. Because when I beat the Patriots, I was like, it's still Act 2. What else is there to do?
Yeah, I heard there was Act 3. So
I was like,
what's going on?
I like stories have 3 acts. So what's Act 3 if I've already beat the main bad guy? And then that whole thing with the letter happened, and I was like, oh crap! Everything I thought was happening in this game wasn't actually happening the way I thought it was. It was being shown to us.
Yeah, I was just like, well, everything is out the window now. I guess so you can do something else. and I think one thing I did see because it's like I said, like we all came to say, this thing is all about game's all about grief, how people handle it. The only person ever actually handled that grief with the ending was Verso. Like he actually handled the grief. It accepted it because they were like, I think he died and stuff like that, and then this stuff never happened. My own never accepted that grief. She never accepted it. Because if you go to her ending, it went back into the paint world, and she was like basically the new paintress at the end of the day. So I don't think she ever accepted that whole thing ever happening. If that's like the way her story ended, that's how I interpret it. No.
So when you do the Verso ending, and he takes the bullet for everybody, you know what I'm saying? Right. And CL understood, and I think shout out to Lune also when they realized what'd she say? Matt, remember when you caught this? She was like, "I will not sit until this."
Oh, she was like, done. Yep.
And she sat down.
She said, "The mission doesn't end as long as any of us are standing," or something like that.
Yeah,
and I realized at the very end, she sits. Yeah.
I was like, I didn't realize at first. I was like, "What's the matter with you?" Oh shoot!
Yeah.
She sat down, kind of like when when a young person is upset or whatever.
Yeah, like throwing a tantrum.
Yeah, I was like, "What you mad about? We doing what's for the best for the queen right now, you know." But but I think when you accept that ending and she's outside with the family, and of course, like how you want to interpret that when they like truly honor Verso's death, and Claire walks away, kind of like the family, like the mother and father are hugging, and Mael / Alicia, the real Alicia,
Right.
Just kind of accepts it and sees the party disappear, and it's like, yeah, it is what it is. I'm back to my real life. And Claire's not like, I'm not hugging up. I'm about to go back to this work, like whatever fight they got going on that caused this whole situation in the first place.
Yeah, with the writers or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and the idea that I think that part Mael accepted it. Now, a coworker of mine pointed out that it's like, oh, so you want he picked the ending with Mael. He's like, because basically, if you pick Verso's ending, also you want to put her back into a emotionally abusive situation. I was like, how so? So because the mother blames her for killing Verso.
Yeah, if you look
Oh.
when they have all the different journals you can pick up, and you get her
Right.
journal, she's like, I can't even look at her, and so her mom wants like nothing to do with her.
Oh, that's add even more to this. Damn,
Yeah.
I guess that is true. Maybe she's emotionally abusive situation.
But I don't think I feel like that also has to do with her not dealing with her grief.
Yeah.
The mom.
Who, the mom?
And I think,
most definitely, yeah, it's definitely her not dealing with
And I mean, getting rid of that painting has her have to face her own grief as well, so that might change.
Yeah,
we don't know. We don't know what happens at that point. Yeah,
we don't. It's up now. It's up now. What we love as gamers, as storytellers, as viewers, as consumers. Some people want a clarified ending, and that's fine. Everybody has their choice or whatever. But this opens up to say, in a discussion I had with my coworker, either you view it as they all go get therapy and they live happily ever after,
that's how it could be.
or they don't deal. Mom continues to ignore her. And Mael maybe eventually, I can't live with this, paints her own painting, whatever other options she takes, because no one does the necessary work after this traumatic event is even resolved. So basically, it would be like, you might as well have just left her in the painting for all that, for the possible negativity that follows getting her out of the painting, getting everybody out of the painting and wiping the painting clean. So,
Yeah, I think it's the way the grief is handled and stuff. It's like we're talking about all this stuff right now, like and it's like when we're talking about all this laying and peeling all this stuff back, it reminds me of Lupe album. It reminds me of a Lupe album, like, and that's why he's like one of my favorite rappers. Like when we're talking about all these layers and stuff like that, like this game like is reminding me of like his second album, The Cool, because it was. When you first hear it, it's just regular like somebody he's talking about a drug dealer that like I think he died and stuff like that back he died and he's telling them like he's basically like rose from the dead and stuff like that and he's going back into his hood and stuff whatever and like he's for matter of words, that's pretty much what it is. And then when you look more into it in the songs, he's talking about more stuff beyond that. And I feel like that's what's happening with this game. Like, what I'm saying? It's like, as to maybe poor comparison, that's my comparison.
No, I know. I'm with it. Like, I'm with it.
There's just so many layers that it's talking about different things and stuff like that. And that's why when it talks about video games, like it's just art. Like, this is art to the fullest extent, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, it's just gameplay art, storytelling art, like everything about it, like life lesson art. It's just everything about this is just crazy. Like, whew, it's a wonderful experience. I'll say that.
Period.
Do you guys have a favorite character generally?
Like fighting wise, just like
no, like the character.
Oh, like that's just character. Okay.
Yeah. Not necessarily just in combat, just as a personality, as a part of the story.
Right now, I want to say Mael, but I don't know. Lune was a good character too. She was a good character. She was a very good character. So I don't know. Yeah, Luna was a good character.
Her layering, and with her situation and her being stuck to the mission of her parents, and then Matt, shout out to you again, encouraging, say go do that side mission.
Oh yeah.
And
it's not long at all, but it's good. Yeah,
you find the boss and you find her parents.
Yeah, her mom fought for like I said 4 days straight against that thing, and and she was like, she's like, don't worry about it. My daughter will finish this for us. And yeah.
I don't think I did that. I mean, I'd do that.
Yeah, it's like a shadow worm thing that you have to fight, and yeah. Mine's CL, like not even close.
I mean, that ending, I mean, was I did go back and talk to her. I was like, oh, okay.
Her where you find out like her husband drowned. She basically became suicidal and was like, I'm gonna drown myself. She gets saved by Esquier, which she doesn't know about. And if you didn't even notice that, if you go back and play the game again and you get to the point where you first meet Esquier, he knows her. He says he knows her. And she was like, what? And Verso is kind of just like, Esquier is just weird. Don't worry about it. And it's like, no, he knew all about her beforehand because he's seen her before. And then, but then you find out like she gets saved by him. She ended up killing her baby that she didn't know she had because she tried drowning herself. And then she basically lives with that the rest of her life. Yeah. And if you notice, like she has a scar on her stomach.
Right.
And she has a scar. Yeah. And she intentionally wears clothing that shows that scar. And so she's always like, this is me. This is a part of my grieving process. I'm leaving that out for everyone else to see. And I like her a lot because she's easily, for me, the most empathetic character in the game.
Yes.
She makes it a point to see how other people view everything that happens in the game. And I think that's why at the end of the game, if you choose Verso's ending, she's almost just like, yeah, I get it. I know I don't like it, but I get it.
Yeah.
And because if you have a conversation with her earlier on, where you can have her and Verso kind of have like a fling. And she says, like,
if I... Shout to Verso for that. Shout to Verso for that. Like,
word? I curbed her.
Yeah. You did?
I curbed her every time.
You curbed her every time? Why would you do that?
I wanted him to be with Lune.
And you can do that, too. Okay. Yeah.
But you can't. I mean, technically you can't. Like, of course, the wording... Yeah. The wording alludes to it's like, oh, they go off in the forest and
do what they gotta do.
Yeah. Do what they gotta do.
I was like, oh, I read that. I was like, oh, so they smashing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say was like, in one of those conversations, she tells him, she was like, if I can get my husband back, I'd trade you for him instantly.
She did say that. I was like, oh,
yeah. And she was like, I'm being real with you. Like, I'm only doing this because I can't. Because he's gone, and
that's why I wouldn't pick her. Period. That's why I'm gonna be second while this bull doesn't exist.
But if you're Verso and you pick Lune, you're basically lying to her. You're the one lying at that point because you know his goal at the end is to erase everyone.
I think his goal at the end.
His goal wasn't to erase everyone, but that would be that's a consequence to his actual goal.
But right, I don't think he knew that, but I knew he wanted to do something. I don't even know if he was I want to get mom out of here. I just and the fact that he could never get that far until
he just didn't want to be alive forever. That was his thing.
I just want to be here forever. Yeah, and that's fair. But understanding that they're both united in this grief, just understanding that they're both figments of imagination, right?
Yeah.
Now, versus like I said, CL was like, oh, I'd love this dude, but I want this other dude for now to fulfill me until I can get what I need.
Yeah. That's fair.
Nah.
Yeah, but with her response at the end, like, I honestly, if she was in his shoes, she probably would do the same thing.
Yeah, no, totally.
Yeah. No. Yeah. She'd probably be like, yeah. I don't know.
I love that it tried. I love that it gave that sense of some romantic ending, and it doesn't change. And I was wondering if, depending on your relationship with the character, if that changed anything about the ending, and it does not.
I wish it did, even if it was just the way that it responded to you at the end of it.
Yeah. I almost thought I did something wrong. When CL came to you and goes, I understand. And then, what's the name, Sat? I was like, does that mean that I romanced up CL and left Lune or whatever? Because like CL, I ended up doing hers inadvertently, getting her maxed out relationship with Verso first. Even though I always told her, she was like, you want to go, when you want to go hang, you want to go do something? And I was like, Nah, I'm good.
I'm cool.
Nah, I'm good. I would say to her every time. I would make sure to pick the least, and that was also funny too. Being able to understand conversation enough, given the options, to know what combinations of wording lead you to
certain
things.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't straight out yes or no. It was like this line says this line says this. It's like. Mm-hmm. You gotta say the right thing, brother. You gotta say the right thing.
What did you guys do when you got to the point after they're at the camp and it's Verso and Mael talking, and she asked him if he could have saved Gustav, and you could lie or you could just tell her up straight, like I didn't save him, but I could have, or you could lie.
I don't even remember. I don't remember what I said.
I didn't lie.
No, I didn't either. I was like, just tell her. Like,
I was like,
consequences.
I could have.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was saying like I didn't.
Yeah. No, I don't know. Every little dialogue option in that game felt like it had meaning, and maybe not cool in terms of changing the story, but in terms of understanding the characters and understanding their motivations and all that kind of stuff. Like every dialogue option mattered in the way of understanding.
Which I can see why now you put that in your top 3, because your top 3 was Mass Effect 2 and what's the other one?
And Knights.
KOTOR?
That's the Old Republic.
Yep.
Yeah, so
KOTOR, yeah.
Mass Effect, like that is like one of those games where like
every choice is all about it.
Matters, like, and every dialogue can change a future outcome. Mm-hmm. So like now I see why you put that on your top 3, because this game is the exact same way and everything. For sure. I will say the only other thing I had was like you can tell it was a kind of indie game because the character models were, when they were talking and stuff like that, it was just like it looked a little off to me every now and then. I was like, I can tell it's an indie game.
Yeah, it was trying to be. Right. It was trying to be programs that way when you pick different languages though.
I guess that makes sense.
That's fair.
That makes sense.
Same thing like with voice acting. Like you got to pace with the way that this is written, and you got to the writers have to match it to where the sentences are all saying generally the same thing in various languages. And the characters just like that, and they saying whatever they're saying because everybody got to understand. Because you imagine somebody was like speaking exactly like this, and that Joe like a whole Asian movie.
Yeah, over Asian movies. Yeah,
nope. Video games.
The last thing I'll say is a part of the game that I really liked that they added into was the journals that you could find.
Yeah,
I thought. And and even those actually mattered to the story in a way, because you see that there's an expedition that their whole thing was creating pathways so the next people can get to places easier, or like, and then you hear like the expedition that was just like, we're just not going to wear clothing, we're going to be buff, and we're going to beat up everyone, and we're going to get to the painters, and they did it, and they just ran out of time, and it's interesting seeing all the different. And then there's all the joke ones where this guy, I don't know if you guys found the one that was in the Gestral Village, where he's just like, they told me that this was a friendly fight and they killed me. And
I don't think I found that one.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm bleeding out. This wasn't like, what's going on here? I did this for nothing. And and so I
found that one.
And then there's one that's like, SGA gave me poisoned mushrooms. He didn't know they were poisoned. And there's like a bunch of random like joke ones as well. They're just like, this expedition meant nothing. Like this year we went out here for no reason.
A lot of the ones I found were the ones where they were very motivational, like like you said, on the deathbed, like like I'm on deathbed, like for the next, for the ones that come after. I believe.
Mm-hmm. Like there was one expedition, I can't remember what part of the map it was in, but they used their dead bodies to create a bridge for you to get to this next part. And I can't remember what the journal entry was, but yeah.
Mm-mm. Yeah.
The whole thing was just like, hey, we know we're dying here, but we're gonna create a pathway so that the next group has an easier way through.
Which that's dark. But
It was. There were many aspects, many dark aspects, right?
Many dark aspects.
One, because we could keep going. I'll say one final thing, and for those that like, because we could talk about like what outfits you, all right, it's easy. What outfits did you put on everybody leading through the game? Like, did you change their outfits and their hair?
I definitely changed their outfits and their hair every time.
Yeah.
I wasn't saying in the same Expedition outfit. No.
I had them all in suits and dresses.
Suits and dresses?
Suits and dresses?
Yep.
I was gonna say, how many moms did y'all defeat?
Most of them. Dog,
I think I killed almost all of them, yeah.
Dog, the only one I didn't find was the one in Lumiere, the one that's like hidden.
The first one?
Is that the first one? Because it's supposedly like it's a trophy challenge for finding like the quirkiest one, and it's in Lumiere or whatever.
Yeah, there's one before you even before the Gomage even happens that you find. Yeah, like while you still have
Gustav only.
Well, when you have Gustav and his girl, what's her name? I can't. Oh, that's so awful. I can't remember.
The main
his love interest at the beginning of the game.
What? Is she's in your party to fight?
Well, you walk up to it and she's like, help me, and then Gustav, like.
I thought that was a tutorial fight and stuff like that.
But you can't. I'm not facing that. You can completely miss that. Yeah, the first time I played the game,
I definitely did not miss that. I was like, oh, this mime is going crazy.
And if you notice with that mime, it doesn't like all the other mimes. When you kill them, they kind of disappear into chroma. That the first mime just kind of falls over and just like slumps.
True. That is true.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So that's another thing that they didn't. There's a lot of things they didn't explain in the game that kind of leave up to interpretation. They never explain where the mimes come from. And everything, and even the developers said like every part of this game was intentional, and so there's something there with the mimes.
There's something there with the mimes, yeah. They got well. I mean, most of them when you defeat them, you get their hair, and the hair you can change on the character.
Well, and then you also see that Mael's the only one in the party that gets the mime costume, like in terms of like the striped shirt.
I thought she all got that too.
No, it's just Mael.
Wow, what does that mean?
Someone on YouTube, someone has an explanation.
Someone in the comment section of this video.
If you go to YouTube, you don't have to do it right now. Like after we're done here, there's like a 12-minute video that's just like who are these mimes, and it goes into like what their theories are for it and everything, and it's good.
My story with the mimes comes from my first interaction with one of them. I think I was exploring, of course, and they did ha, and then they jump at you, and they they pushed my face in. Okay, so ever since then, I got stronger, but I avoided them every time, just out of fear, like the wall thing or whatever. And I don't know if you guys saw on my clip on TikTok or whatever, the one mime that actually ran up on me because I was done. I was tired, and I saved, and then I came back in the game. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, I know you were sick after that.
I was heated. I was like, and the fact that because it was like it chased me down the steps. It was at the steps, I imagine. And I was gonna go to the boss, but I was like, let me save first. Oh, look, a flag. And I didn't hear it at first. All I hear is ha ha, and I was like, what? All right. And I keep walking and to go save, and I think I turned around. And it was like. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. At the same point, at the healing point. What?
That's the thing about this game too. Like the enemies be chasing you from dumb fall. Like,
do you guys remember where the mime is when you go to the Siren Visage?
Yeah, it's they're talking about the one right before you beat the person that's like down below with the strings or whatever. Yeah, so like you walk into this dark hallway and you turn left and it's just a dead end and he's just standing there. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's the one that chased me down the steps. The first time I saw that, I turned that game off. I was like, nope, not doing this. Not today. The other one you might be talking about is the one I did get away from, and it was the one with the Visage's masks in the corner. and it chased me
Oh, that
kind of
one's
far,
creepy too.
but I got far enough that I was able to breathe. The one that was at the one you just mentioned was the one that chased me down the steps and got me. But I did defeat it. And after that, every mime I saw caught hands on site. On site, I was like, I'm strong enough. Bet y'all all catching hands. Like, you know what I'm saying? One last question. Like, who was your final? Even though there weren't many options, who were your final teams? And when you finished the story, and what did you focus on? For example, for me, my final team was Verso, Mael, and Lune, and my builds were focused on definitely doing. I have built for Verso to get to the stars attack as fast as possible. The one where he, I think he does like the basically almost like a slash, and it's like the plus everywhere.
Yep.
Mael, I had her build where I tried to set fire quickly, set you on fire as much as possible for crits, and then did the mass attack where she dashes around and does multi damage, or even though it's a mass damage thing, but you know, whatever. But if I really wanted to do point damage, I would do the not the one that she breaks a sword up out of the ground. It was another one she does, or she gets this like a 5-pointer, and like it's like a heavy damage point to one. And then Lune, my build was always like getting the stains together, and I did the elemental thing first.
Yep, that's my thing for her.
And then when you're able to cast the elemental thing first, and then there's that other trick where if you have the 4 different elements on the on her weapon, then you can cast them all. Yeah, but if I didn't have that, then I would do like I played with the multi-element aspect of Lune often. Like I didn't focus on one element in particular.
Yeah, I had my final was CL, Lune, and Minoko. And I had CL kind of like a hybrid damage and healer. Because she had that one move that can heal everyone when she like, she can like pull whatever damage she does, she can heal that damage. And then Minoko, I actually had him set up to always get like his Almighty Mask, whatever it's called. And
Almighty Mask,
yeah, and I mostly used him honestly to like get rid of shields and get rid of like buffs that the enemy had. And then Lune, I did the same thing that you did. It was like, oh, she has this one weapon that she like you can when you do your what do you call it when you just like your range thing you can do instead of doing normal attacks.
The shot thing.
The shot. Every time she shoots, she gets a different element on her. I had that weapan. So every time she shoots, she got a different element. I just kept doing it until I got 4, and then I'd use her ability. And I mean, okay. There's earlier we were talking about things we didn't like about the game. I'll say another thing is I kind of wish the final boss scaled to you, because if you go to the Act 3 and do all the side stuff, and then you get to the final boss, he's easy.
Oh, it was.
Yeah, super easy.
It sure was.
Yeah, it didn't feel like...
Dog walked him. Dog walked him. You are gonna be in my painting and take you. I dog walked him with no effort. No difference. I dog walked him.
I thought it was interesting that Simon was multiple times more difficult than the final boss of the game. And
because he could kill Visages and the whatever he that was just...
But yeah, I went down there. I was like, oh,
and the father and aspect. The father was all like basically. Mael said it even to the point where she's like, "Father could have wiped us out a while ago, but he was so tired from fighting Mom so much that he could only stay in Lumiere."
Yeah.
So the idea, like you said, Simon's down there chilling. Yep. Father just got pulled out. He's like, "All right, I can do this much." Because now, Father OP, we wouldn't have lived. There would have been no battle. You know what I'm saying? So you're taking scale. The point is, he can't scale.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
He can't.
I never fought Simon.
I never fought Simon either.
I've seen his fights. But I never fought him, no.
If you notice with him, he's missing an arm. And I've seen like theories that one expedition. So what was the expedition that I was talking about earlier, where it was just like, we're not going to wear clothing. That's going to weigh us down.
Yeah.
We're just going to and then you find the journal in the water because one of the expeditioners was like, I got to swim back. And he swam back from the monolith all the way to Lumiere by himself. But that they found Simon, and that's why he lost an arm, because before they died, they damaged him enough to actually take him out a little bit.
Mm.
And because if you look at the journal, they'd say like the real threat's not on top of the monolith; it's underneath it.
Yeah. And he fought Renoir. Yeah. No, because I think the whole thing was he talked to the paintress because Claire brainwashed him, because Claire's like, oh, real Claire's like, oh yeah, I'm your paintress, Claire, or whatever, and took the paintress and said, let's go to the paintress, and the paintress said, oh no, the problem's downstairs, and he went down there, and Renoir was like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So again, to your point again, why Renoir should not scale to us, because he was tired.
He's got stuff to deal with. Yeah. Yeah. On a lighter note, before we close it, you were talking about the quotes earlier. Mm-hmm. There's when you fight Francois for the first time, and everything he says, in my opinion, was hilarious. Where he was like, "Here, you can have the rock, but know that I will never stop chasing you." And it's like, you're a rock, you're not moving. And but right when you beat him, you hear SKA like in his own tunnel. You hear him say, he like laughs and is like, "Ha, you got smashed." And I was just like, "Yep." And my friend who this is his Twitch page. His name's Chris Keys. He uses that as one of his sound bites. It's just whenever he loses, you can you can use it and just be like, "You got smashed." And
that's cool.
Yeah, but I like that there's a lot of good comedy in the game as well. Yeah. Like, it wasn't all just sadness. And
no. SKA Debbie delivered a lot of that comedy and stuff like that too. But Verso did, whoever involved themselves with SKA always had like a comedy aspect to it. And I like that.
Did you guys do the Minoko side quest thing where he tries to get Noko back?
Yes.
I want to get there.
She almost took me.
No, I had so many times where I had to read. I actually did that first and had to come back. So like, I can't do this right now.
What's her name again?
Golga.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I was like, oh, I gotta fight her, and then she went Super Saiyan. I was like,
yeah, she literally went Super Saiyan.
God, why am I here?
Oh, Golgra,
yeah. So you had to fight her at the Gestral village.
Yeah,
but then,
and I'm like, I was like, I did.
The first time you try it, the game's letting you know right now, like, you're not
strong enough.
Yeah,
like,
you're not doing
I
this.
tried like 3 times, and I'm like, every time she attacks,
one hit,
a whole wipeout. I'm like, no, I'm done. I'm not doing this.
I was done. Yeah. I tried it every time. I'm not gonna hold you.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say with that is like the opening dialogue before you fight her is Minoko's like, we're gonna fight, let's go, and then he looks over at Verso and he's like, please help me.
Yeah. Almost did. I think it's like she almost didn't fight her. And even Minoko is like, I don't know why, but Golgra is just godly strong. Like, there's no explanation.
They don't explain that at all. And she wasn't like, they explain like the Gestrals, whenever they die, they get like reborn, and they don't. And that's another thing that kind of talks about, that kind of informs the end, where it's like they get reborn, but they don't have all their memories that they had before. And I was like, then that's the same thing that happens with whenever they like when she brought back all those people. If you choose Mael's ending, they're not the same people. They're the same people generally, but they don't. They're not exactly. Yeah, they're not exactly the same people as they were before. And that section with Minoko's story kind of is like, hey, we're letting you know this ahead of time. This is different. Like, just because you bring these people back, it's not the same. And when I honestly, that story made me choose Verso, the Minoko one. I was like,
no, and the moment that made me choose Verso also was when Renoir opened the painting up and the mom was
the mom,
Verso, and Verso was just looking in the painting, just like gobsmacked, and I was like, dang.
Where you talking about where he's like, this is what I see every day kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I see every day, and whatever.
Yeah.
He swung. He's like, look at this, John. And Versal's just like,
yeah, he's well. And if you notice in that same scene, you notice Sael's kind of response to that.
Yeah, she immediately tries to calm you.
Yeah, she sees Versal's response and she's like, "Oh crap, like this is not okay." And that kind of also made me. That was another reason she was my favorite character. Like she realizes other people's emotions like instantly, and yeah. But yeah,
I chose Mael's only because like I felt her pain. Like she didn't want to let nobody else go. Like she's like, we created a life in here. Like why why would you want to leave that? And I'm just like, I get what you're saying. What you're saying, yo.
And then you see Verso on the piano, and you're like, oh. What is this?
Yeah, and immediately after I saw it, and I was like, I think I messed up. I think I messed up. Like everyone else was happy and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and Russell just like he's trapped. He's like,
well, and that's the thing too is if you notice when they walk in that ending when they kind of go through the opening and you have Eskia and Minoko there, there's no way that they would be okay with that. In my opinion, there's no way that Minoko and Eskia would be like, yeah. Verso's gonna be in pain the rest of his life, but I don't. It's life. Like right, because both of them are very much on the side of not on the side of Verso destroying the canvas, but
they're his creations. SK is his creation, and Minoko is his best friend.
Yeah, and so I don't. And then even with Sael, she understood what he wanted. And I don't think she would have been like, "Oh yeah, this is great." Watching him have to paint forever, and have to play piano forever, and I don't know. I feel like those characters weren't their full selves.
They definitely were not.
Yeah,
they definitely weren't.
Yeah, but that ending was messed up in my opinion. I don't like that one.
Yo, when you saw her face, I was like,
I
messed up. That's new Pinterest. Oh no. What did I do?
What happened?
I do, man.
And
I was like, nah.
Yeah. Because it makes you feel good at first, like, oh, here's Gustav, he's back. Oh,
right.
Her husband's back and she has a kid. And, like, but there's a big but here.
There's a price.
You gotta let go, man. You gotta let go.
Yeah.
You gotta let go. And then he said, and then Verso was like, "You can stop painting now, Verso."
Yeah,
like, when you pick Verso's ending,
when you pick his ending,
that almost broke me up when I saw it. I was like,
you can stop painting. You can rest now.
I was like, oh my goodness, that's
it's
when I
funny.
talk about dark moments in the game, that's one of them right there.
It's funny that that fight with Renoir at the end, when the part you're talking about where you like see how the mother's health is just kind of gone.
Yeah,
like that at that moment, before that I might have picked Mael's ending.
No, yes, I went in like Mael, like we're gonna defend this dream. You know what I'm saying? And then that part is like, but I'm gonna need you to wake the hell up. And I was like, you right.
Yep. Sorry.
We done.
Yeah. And that's why I said earlier, I don't think Mael ever accepted it. That's why.
I think she did. When you get to the real world part, she
was forced to though. That's like
after forced to, yeah.
Well, when I say she was forced to, like if Verso didn't do what he did, she never would have accepted it. I mean, he was like, you need to face the music, you need to understand what's going on, and the only way you're going to be able to do that is if I kick you out of here. And
that's how Grief really works too. That's how Grief really works.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. There are people that just
sometimes you need people to kind of tell you like this sucks. This sucks, but you gotta kind of like the phrases they use. The phrase they use, like the whole "when one falls, we continue" kind of thing. It's just like, hey, Verso's gone. You got to continue. You got to keep going.
You got to keep going.
Yeah. Tomorrow comes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the whole all that stuff. Yeah.
Layers.
Well, yeah. As usual, we could always go on and on about this, but for those of you that have not played Clair Obscur Expedition 33, it's on the list of Game of the Year for do it, and it's on the list for Game of the Year for a reason. And we all on generally as a team of Phuca-Name, most all of us feel that it was a well put together product, and Can't really argue that. That's a wrap. Like, how can you even wrap this up after that kind of thing? So I'm gonna try. It's a wrap squad. Be sure to check us out anywhere on the internet at Fukaname. Check out all of our available content on various platforms. I've been your host, Frosty Phoenix. You can catch me online, FROSTYPHENIX, Twitch, TikTok, Instagram, all that good stuff, making content and being a part of the team. Squad, close out with your socials.
Euro was good. Thank y'all for staying with us for another episode of Phuca-Pod. Like Frosty said, we're gonna rate the podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and Spotify Podcasts, and of course, like and subscribe to the channel on YouTube and like our videos and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's your boy Wavey God, the waviest blurred ever, the sneaker lover, anime watcher, video game player. You know what I'm saying? I love the fact, and shout out to our guests that we had on the show. You know what I'm saying? Because I know they really love the game as well. I'm pretty sure they were the first one to beat it in our chat too, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I love the fact that the community is championing this game too. That like we don't have a lot of games that the community actually champions, and like it's a unanimous like this game of the year, game of the year. And if it doesn't, people are going to riot. So I love the fact that this is one of those games that the community is championing and stuff like that. So like I said, y'all follow us everywhere on our socials. Rate us 5 stars on on Apple and Spotify podcast, and of course like our videos, share with your homies, and of course subscribe to the channel. All right, guest, you're up, man.
I'm not gonna tell you guys my socials because personally, I don't use it. I use it for my podcast, so you can follow my podcast. I'm just saying you don't need to follow me personally because I'm not active. But as the podcast, we're very active. It's For the Crew podcast. 4 spelled out as the number, not the full spelling. We are on TikTok. We're on X, Blue Sky, Instagram. You can find the podcast on pretty much every streaming service you can think of. We're on Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Podbean, wherever else. We put out 2 episodes a week normally. I think this is our first year, and we just put out our 73rd episode of the year. So we are pretty active, and we're going to be doing bigger things next year. So look out for that.
Awesome.
Excellent. Y'all make sure y'all rate that podcast 5 stars, and y'all also make sure y'all sub up to Frosty on Twitch, man.
Absolutely, and keep sure support us, keep us going. We'll have more guests and all that kind of stuff. All that stuff. Community is important, and make sure if you're grieving, you get through it. Let go if you have to.
Facts.
Bars.
But please eventually let go. Get to the healing. Mm-hmm. Don't wallow in it. That's what the game teaches you.
Word.
Squad!
Hey.